Hey, what's going on there, everybody? Like I said, I'm moving the time a bit earlier in the day. I'm on the West Coast, and I know a lot of you guys are just all over the world, so I'm hoping this catches everybody where they're at a little better in terms of the live stream. Because I only want to do this like once a week or something like that, but my gosh, it seems like every. Let me let me find where to find me. There I am. It seems like every day there's just more and more information about here. I feel like more and more information about the world of NFTs and things going on in crypto land that affect creators and our approach into how to make things. And so in that approach, my gosh, it's just so high. See this key line is really high, and so we can bring that down. Balance the frame because the sensor was getting a really hard key there, and still is. This is was it like 9 to 1? Come on. So yeah, this is a channel for creators and how to utilize blockchain within sort of all these new tools that we have as creators to connect with audiences. And so going through some of the experiences that we've had and I've been observing. I wanted to try and share with you Vogu, which was, it's been an epic. What's been transpiring. I think, as of my last, I think I was just kind of over Vogu. I was just like, I'm done. I did the gas fees were insane. I paid a lot. I lost a lot in gas fees. They call it being wrecked when you lose a lot of money. I got wrecked bad because I didn't walk away with one. I literally got one taken from me, even though it was a successful transaction. I got one taken from me, and I really was, chided by that, and I felt really burned. But I took some time to sit in the Discord, and I saw that a lot of people had similar scenarios, and I think it was more of a tech issue. And this crew didn't seem to be, one that had the wherewithal to be able to withhold somebody's NFT and sort of, place it. They're just creators like us, trying to make stuff. There's I guess I'll start in with this. This was the Nifty 50, which was the list that Fortune has given out, kind of, they list like the top 30 under 30 or the top Fortune 500. This is Fortune magazine. They like their list, and so they came up with a list of most influential people within NFTs today. And it's it's a good starter list. I think you have a mix of influencers and people who are creators. And that's what's cool is we have a lot of creators and artists here, and certainly. I think what's also awesome is you have a lot of flexing in terms of Bored Apes and CryptoPunks, within their own avatars. That's how they want to be known as. And I thought it was also interesting that Bored Ape Yacht Club and also CryptoPunks, they had their own. Sure, they're not a person, but it's the collective. It's those people that are in those groups that are right now super influential. You go to the Discords, you go to anywhere where those avatars are hanging, and so it's sort of instant cred, when they land in there and they got the Bored Ape, they got the crypto, and they're saying like, oh yeah, this is going to be the next big thing, and it has weight, and what I think was really important for Vogu in terms of its valuation, I'll show you, it kind of exploded. So if you listen to the channel, you would have made a minimum of 10x. And it would have been on me because I went back in and I kind of FOMO'd in back into it's. Let me see if I can get this video to the next one. I don't know. I was just going to stick on there. Still learning the bugs here of OBS. So unfortunately, I don't have the media file here. It's not going to show it for some reason. Let me try again really quick. Nope, we're just going to get those. Sorry about that. Oh, you know why? Let me bring up that source for you. And take down that source and try using that media source. Okay, so yeah, you can see the 888 ETH is a bit speculative, but hey, it's it has the the rarities within it, including the sorry, this is why I got to do this in the middle of the day, or in the beginning of the day, because it's I'm here working in Hollywood, trying to make movies, and so this is our side hustle. It's kind of taken over, right? I think that's what this is like for a lot of people, and it leads to a lot of exhaustion. You can see some of the old school just bloggers are just so beat right now. They're so tired and exhausted. I feel bad for like DCL blogger who actually bought 3 Vogus. I noticed he was selling them at varying levels. Because when he wants to keep one for sure, you can kind of tell. Like as I said, like you kind of go in, you want to throw 3 into the mint to at least, pick and choose one that you're going to keep and you're going to sell the rest, because you want to, you kind of want to hold a one just in case it, does become an exploit, that plug. And so you could tell he got 3. He was holding 1, and then 2. I was actually thinking of buying one because I think that provenance has, meaning just where something comes from has its own value to it, and I thought that was kind of cool because I respect him, and I think he's one of the great old school bloggers who just doesn't have enough followers. Check out DCL Blogger if you really want to make some crazy money. That dude's been making buku bucks for a long time in Decentraland, and is now kind of moving broader into NFTs because he's such a natural source of information for this world. And so yeah, we have the floor price keeps slipping. There's a lot of people who are holding that floor price at 0.4 ETH. Who are in the Discords, and they share it. They say, oh gosh, somebody wants to get out of the project. Let's pick them up. And typically it's just somebody who's made a lot of money already, because just from the mint at 0.7, you're again, let's include gas fees into this calculation maybe. But you're doing quite well if you're selling at 0.4 and you bought at 0.07. So we're talking at least 5x on that. And so the owners is, we all like to see sort of when you have the certain number of items and then the owners in terms of like how decentralized the project is. I think there's a lot of people who are still holding a lot because this is early days, and we're getting drops on this project. We're getting 2 drops today, which is kind of interesting. It really has got the community excited because you're getting, just by holding the NFT, you're getting another drop of another NFT that I think is probably going to be a sandbox NFT that allows us entry into like a preferred area that only those who have access are able to attend. If you have this NFT, you can go into this space and sandbox. It has its own minor value, but I think again it's a lot of what we talk about here is utility and usage, and providing that for a value for those who have your NFTs. And so I think they have an interesting roadmap. They're actually not sharing their roadmap as fluidly as some others might, but they're definitely alluding to and demonstrating very quickly. Artist collabs are phenomenal on this thing. Just everything from really super artistic interpretations to just the wide gamut of allowing artists to express themselves within one-to-ones. Those are I don't know if we can see these, but yeah, we don't see them on here. But like this is more just a random sampling of OpenSeas. And like I said, the floor may be 0.39 at this point, meaning there's 1 or 2 that are listed at that price. but it jumps considerably the more you get into sort of the higher range of scarcity and rarity. And so, like, rarities being, holding. I think he's holding, that's so rad, he's holding a Z run in the future. So that's a great cross collab kind of thing. You can take this down. And I think I just left that media source up there. Let me see if I have one more media source for that I can read. Oh, darn it. Those stupid things. So as I'm learning OBS, apologize. It's still beginning to be tougher to show things. I'm trying to pull it up on the fly here because why the F not? So I did want to show you guys some of the rarity. I can. The file might be too big. That might be the problem here. Let's see. Three. One more shot, guys. Try two. I guess I didn't pull in my rarity tools on video, which Spooky Dukes. Let's see. Well, here you can kind of see the excitement on Twitter of people going into the secondary market, and I think that was a lot of people because of the 90,000 or so transactions that were trying to vie for the mint. A lot of people got left over, and a lot of people went back into the space, and bought, and so raise the floor. But also, I think there's a group that raises the floor because they're collecting these toaster head guys, and that's kind of what I put here. The guys with no antennas, no anything. They're usually on the floor because they don't have these additional, rarities, if you will. But I think the toaster heads kind of created their own culture. I think there's something interesting about when you get into the Discord, people start sharing, and they say, "Oh, well, I got a toaster head, and I got a kimono." So the kimono people were like hardcore, like, "Okay, you're going to be this," and they started renaming themselves, within the chats, and so they're, the community really latches on quickly. I shared, my mint guy, and he has, I don't think I'm able to, but he has this certain look that everybody, who had that similar look was like, "Oh, hey, I've got that." We're siblings, and you sort of get into a chat. So the community is really strong and active here. But let me see if I can find an ability to go even further into it. No, probably not. But yeah, I definitely got one of these guys with the horn, sure, because this is kind of, that's a lot of what I wear, especially as a Friday. And so, yeah, I think it's showing a lot of how to bring value to a community, because you have this, and like my eyes are just like already like interpreting this guy because he's got like mint on the face here as well. I think I got that as well. The wine drink guy with the mint on his face, and you see like the evaporation. There's a little. It's not going to sell for that, but it's just like just sweeping somebody off the plate. Like, hey, don't bid on this. I'm going to hold on to this for a while until I'm ready to sell. But he paid 2 ETH for that. So I think that's something interesting too about uncovering DCL bloggers purchases. Like the centralization is very open and meant to be open, and it was my criticism of of this project early on of having that slightly elitist feel. But I have to say, like, all of them do in a way, because A, the price, but B, within the shaping, within social media, you're able to cull a lot of trolls and exclude them. I think that's why Discord and Telegram has been so popular as a medium, because it's not like Twitter. Twitter, you can just go off on somebody on Twitter, right? And so I think a lot of these projects leverage Twitter when it's working for them, but when it's not, they like to go into the Discord and Telegram, because that's where they can control the messaging. That's where they control the narrative. And I think that's something that these creators need to understand. There's going to be trolls. There's going to be a lot of things that impede the project, and so you're balancing that with also this idea of decentralization and connecting with fans. And so, but there's just a-holes out there, and sometimes you just have to sort of referee a bit. And I think that's the balance here as well. But yeah, so Vogu's off to an incredible start. One of the big things that happened was, in my thing I should probably get to, was it actually traded a Bored Ape with a Bored Ape sort of dog, the Kennel Club dog, and so both of those for one Vogu. Now, this Vogu is, it's under the Rarity. I'm going to show you under the Rarity tool, maybe I'm off. But it has hands like this, and they're diamond hands. And that's, I think there's about 20-ish or so. There were about 16 for sale about 20 minutes ago on the open market. But it's, it's a rarity within Vogu. But for it to trade straight up for a Bored Ape, which I think the Bored Ape floor right now is like 5, again, if you want a good one, 6 ETH. And so it's pretty, we're talking 5 digits American USD in terms of value and fiat value, and so that really pegs value when you have cross trades like this. And so they were smart to make a big deal about showing that the trade happened, and that it was legit, and somebody does indeed want the diamond hands of Vogu over a Bored Ape, and the dog, the Bored Ape Kennel Club dog that came with it. And so incorporating value, adding the Kennel Club dog drop is something that everyone's learning from right now. And so you have Vogu just dropping 2. They're dropping, if you have Voxo and a Vogu, I'm trying to say that fast. People very early on always mixed up the two. A Voxo and a Vogu. Voxo has been out, and I think it's more of a 3D gaming strategy game thing, which I'm kind of getting into, but I'm trying to find the right game. I obsess over somebody, Sid Meier just needs to do one like a Civilization version, and I'd be like so in. I would FOMO to freak out. And so the strategy games is going to give you a second avatar of Voxo if you have a Vogu and a Voxo, and it'll give you a drop there. And then, like I said, Vogu's going to give another drop today as well. It'll be interesting going through that process. I don't think I've been this early on. I guess I've been early on projects, but not ones that have been rewarding this quickly. And I think that speaks to, again, the understanding of you need to add value, you need to add value fast, and you need to really give a boost to not have that tapering off of value from that initial mint, because there's an initial mint that was high. From here, it can, look at the prices, guys. Like I said, it's these are like average. Again, floors at 3.9 or whatever like that, but you're not going to get one that you like at that price. And so you have a lot of speculation still within there, because people won't definitely hold it, but they're holding because they have an understanding of massive gains even at the 0.4, even at the floor price, I think people see this as going easily, double because of the drops again, not financial advice, but people see a lot of promise because it's limited. It's only 7,700, which is 2,332, 33, less than the normal 10,000. So you have limited supply already. You have high demand. Again, 90,000 transactions. We're at mint, and you have a huge gush. In the secondary market, people really filling it in. And again, there's a lot of people like this project, and so there's this the look of it. I was kind of thinking I didn't want to be part of this project maybe, and so I started looking at some of the upcoming ones over the next month or two. I really wasn't excited other than the one I mentioned before, which is Junkyard Dogs. I think it's fun. It's it's cool. It's funny, and that for me I gravitate towards. And so it has its own allure, but it doesn't have, I think, the what this project does have. And so trying to play around with some of the video sources here. And all I'm doing is just keep blowing up Gary Vee and Grimes. As I was saying, it's just a very great time to try and see, as creators, how to add value to a project and how to connect with audiences. And it's by collaboration, and it's by adding drops within collaboration. Right now, it's all about trying to get your project, your NFT. I think the metaverse people are very smart. People in the metaverse right now, they know that they can onboard 10,000 new users who are hungry to collect, to congregate, and to create, leveraging their existing NFT within another world. Sandbox has been doing a heck of a job. They've been going to everybody who's come up with these projects. It's like they're just going to their tools and looking at who's coming up, and they're just like, hey, yeah, do you want to collab? And we'll get you an NFT drop, adding value for your guys. And I think a lot of people have been doing this because you need everybody into your metaverse, and I think that's something that Theta, we talked about Theta a lot early on, is looking to do hard by bringing people like Katy Perry with these huge existing fan bases. They did this BitBoy Crypto one. I didn't even want to talk about it because I'm not a huge fan of BitBoy Crypto. I think he's great. He's old school in that way of just being there for forever. But some of the things that he tries to get people to, you can tell he's leveraging things to try and get people to raise his own portfolio. It's very obvious. I think he'll go down one day for some sort of financial crime. Not pointing fingers or making any accusations. It's what it feels like sometimes. But he does do some fun and investigative work into some things that are affecting crypto in a bad way. I just feel every once in a while he'll be like, yeah, Cardano. Dude, Cardano is just so far behind in terms of a roadmap, in terms of having anything done on it. But he's so pushing Cardano so hard because that dude has massive bags of Cardano, and good for him. But in this game, I'd like to try and get you guys the tools that are possible, so that we can all start thinking about our own collaborations and reach out. I think you can message me and chat more about how to start leveraging some of these tools and how to create collabs together with me or other people, so that we can begin developing this world, because I think it's ours to make at this point, especially creators. It's those with the stories, it's those with the ideas, the vision, the music, to create, and then this is just a way to share. And so I hope you guys get out there and share some, and we'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe. I have to get my subscribers up, or I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm kidding. I'm going to probably keep still doing this endlessly, but please do so, because it does help help us out on this channel to make sure that we understand